letztens erst noch das Junioren-World Masters Turnier gewinnen können, hat sich zum zweiten Mal hier für das Feld eines European Tour Turnieres in diesem Jahr 2017 qualifizieren können. Und das ist ein großer Moment für ihn. Wir drücken ihm die Daumen. Flower Power, Nico Blum! Flower Power tritt an gegen den UK Open Finalisten aus dem Jahre 2007. Ein Spieler, der eines der European Tour Turniere in den letzten Jahren gewinnen konnte. Bekannt als der schnellste Werfer auf dem Planeten Erde. Der Dutch Destroyer Vincent van der Voort.
Well, the German #1 Max Hopp's failure to qualify for this Happy Bet European Darts Trophy last night may have kiboshed his hopes of making the European Championship and indeed the World Championship at Alexandra Palace. However, we've already seen one German player go and average 102 and hit 7 180s in a 9-leg match. And we've got the World Youth Master, Nico Blum, who's just received a rapturous reception. He is only 16 years old, and he's playing in his 3rd European Tour event already. There are those who say that German darts isn't making any progress. I think there's a couple of examples today that suggest they might be wrong. I'm Dan Dawson, Rob Malarkey in the commentary box alongside me as Nico Blum, the young German, takes on Vincent van der Voort, the Dutch destroyer.
Yeah, one of the most talented teenage players in the world, Nico Blum.
Vincent to throw first. Game on.
Are you sure? Yeah, it is Vincent. To get things underway. But yeah, Nico Blum, looking forward to seeing him once again. As you say, 2 European Tour experiences already. Winning the World Youth Masters a little over 2 weeks ago, beating Ireland's Keane Barry 4-3 in the final. Previous champions, including the likes of Stephen Bunting, Kirk Shepherd, Jamie Lewis, Jeffrey Desvan, and of course 2015-2016 back-to-back winner Justin Van ter Houw. He's in good company, is Nico, and he's in good company here with Vincent van der Voort.
140.
His opponent, nothing like a clash between Germany and the Dutch to get things really ignited on stage here tonight.
Yeah, and Nico appears to have turned up in a football top anyway.
Yeah.
Flower Power. Nico Blum. Blum means flower. See what they've done there? Very clever. Vincent, that's pretty clever too.
46. Vincent require 81.
Well, if you're up against a young man, 25 years younger than you,
49,
and he's got the home crowd behind him, the best thing to do is race out the blocks and be on an 11 darter in the very first leg and just try and take him completely out of the game. But from what we've seen,
100,
Nico,
32.
He's quite able to just get up on that stage and play his game and not seem to worry about the pressure. 14 darter for Vincent van der Voort does give him the first leg pretty comfortably. But we saw him win on his debut on the Euro Tour, beat Josh Payne earlier this year before he ended up being beaten by Christo Reyes in the next round. So he knows what it's like to win on that stage. It's not like he's just won a raffle to get up there and gets, oh, it's all good experience or anything. He's a competitor, Nico Blum.
And in Maastricht, it's worth noting as well, he lost 6-4 to the eventual finalist Steve Beaton in the first round. Only Michael van Gerwen won more legs against Beaton that weekend.
He was in trouble in that game.
And
Beaton.
he was, yeah.
140.
I think if you ask Steve Beaton, he'll say perhaps that was the match that caused him the most trouble.
81.
On the development tour, though, he has suffered some early exits this year, but he did make the last 16 of the most recent one, beating Sven Gruen and Martin Schindler.
Rusty Jake did for him in the end, didn't he?
Yeah, Rusty Jake beat him 4-1.
Rusty Jake Rodriguez, one of the many RJ Rodriguez, you know what I mean.
140.
Vincent down to a finish first again, but a ton or more for Nico will give him a better finish.
100.
Well, he has got the ton he wanted. Lost shoulder in that throw from Nico Blum, a bit lurchy.
29.
Well, that's not helped Vincent at all. Blum, one treble, gives him a dart for the leg.
And he doesn't find it.
88. Vincent 111.
But Blum handily placed just in case Van der Voort doesn't take this out. Well, he won't now with that treble 3.
44.
Kiboshing his
Nico
front.
requires 16.
Treble 17 would have left tops, but as it is, Blum is looking at double 8s. And Blum is on level terms. Flower power back in the frame. 4 matches last night. He's got a bit of momentum behind him, actually, Nico Blum. 4 matches in qualifying.
121.
6-1 against Patrick Mock. 6-2 against Paul Nicholson's favourite, Fabian Freitag, Mr. Friday, on a Thursday. Stefan Seatman, remember him? He was involved early this year. I think he had £5,000 on the European Order of Merit as well.
I believe he took advantage of a Joe Cullen who'd clambered off his deathbed, saw him off in the second round and made it through to the final day, if I remember right.
Okay. And Rene Burns was the other one, 6-4 in the final qualifier last night.
That's Rene Burnt, who last time we saw him on the European Tour, he averaged 100 and missed
40 last
8 match darts, I think.
And I think
132, not 7.
And I think it's Rene Burns who just missed out on a Super League place for the qualifying for the World Series next weekend. I think it was on leg difference as well.
Yes.
Yeah,
Robert Marjanovic nicking it, and Robert Marjanovic will become the last player to face the great Phil Taylor, or potentially the last player. If he beats him, he'll be the last player in Germany.
100. Mr. Carl, 148.
Again, Vincent is a long way clear on
60.
his own throw. I know it's early days in this one, but Nico Blum is going to have to start challenging on the Van der Voort throw to get the breaker throw that he needs to turn this match in his favour. You just see there's that bit of it, he pushes the dart from the shoulder.
Yeah, and almost there's a bit of a lift as well.
Yeah, it's not as smooth. I don't recall it being as lurchy as that when we saw him last on the European Tour.
Well, Van der Voort making his 7th European Tour appearance this year. 1 quarter-final appearance to show for his efforts. That was in Mannheim last month in the German Darts Grand Prix. He will be involved in Hasselt with £14,000 on the European Order of Merit. He's certain to qualify, picking up at least £1,000 here as well, and he's 2-1 in front now as well against Blum.
43.
And that's a very sluggish start indeed from Blum. More signs of that lurching there. Doesn't look totally comfortable here, Nico Blum, and Van der Voort is certainly looking comfortable.
140.
Looking to pounce all over that sluggish start by Blum with 43 on the board.
.43.
Yeah, this could be the turning point in this match.
.95.
Yeah, just a single 20 for that second dart. It was just a shade unclear at first.
Winner of this one faces the number 12 seed Ian White, the diamond.
60.
Ian White has not had a great time of it on the European Tour this year. He has had some pretty horrific draws, but
140.
he should go into that match as favourite.
More like it, Nico. Much more
like
it.
It's about 126.
Second maximum of this one, first one for the 16-year-old German, as Vincent Van der Voort looks to set this one up.
58.
Doesn't do it quite how he would have liked. May only get 1 dart at a double. Blum giving himself a chance with that maximum. Even more of a chance now.
68.
Nudging the wire.
60.
Likewise.
Nico, you require 35.
Well, double 16. He was nowhere in this leg. Fancied it. He was walking. He's composed himself. I like that.
19.
Don't like that so much.
Vincent, you require 8.
Yeah, this time Vincent van der Voort gets the job done. You can hear a pin drop there.
Vincent to throw first. Game on.
That's the break. And Van der Voort leads by 3 legs to 1. 2007 UK Open runner-up Vincent van der Voort. A man who has had success on the European Tour before, winning the Austrian Championship 3 years ago. It's another 1080 for Vincent as well to set the ball rolling in leg 5. Van der Voort was a fairly comfortable qualifier as well for the Players' Championship finals in the end, despite not going beyond round 2 in any of his first 10
85.
Players' Championship events this year. He was able to negotiate it fairly smoothly, thanks to a couple of last 8 appearances in Dublin at the end of September.
140.
Yeah, beat Michael van Gerwen on the way to one of those quarterfinals, and that was the first time in, well, something like 13 games
58.
that he managed to beat his mate MVG. All good things come to an end, even Michael van Gerwen winning runs, even if it seems like they're never going to come to an end at the time.
81.
Blum knocked down to a finish. Van der Voort is going to set something up here.
100.
Ooh, I'd like to know what that is.
I usually enjoy a German chant, but I've got absolutely no idea what's going on.
Normally I can have a good go at what they're saying, but
78.
Let's hope it's something nice and friendly. 78 for Vincent van der Voort, 20 for tops for 4-1.
38.
Not to be. Now, this would raise the roof.
21.
To get him back in the game, it'd give this big crowd something to scream about, but it's gone immediately.
Nico.
43. Vincent, you require 40.
Well, this one is in danger of just slipping through the fingers of Nico Blum and petering out, really. Van der Voort still has to find tops, though. Getting closer.
Game shot of the 5th leg.
Third dart, moving in the right direction. Vincent van der Voort, 4-1.
Game on.
Yeah, textbook stuff from Big Vincent on how to work your way down to a double there. Readjusted with the second one. It was a good miss, and then used 60. It to perfection to find the target. But just the 60 from Nico Blum, and Vincent van der Voort is in danger of running away with this one now.
Yeah.
When he did play Steve Beaton last time out, he was trailing considerably and fought back into the match very well, Nico Blum. And I think Steve Beaton started to panic a little bit, particularly because it was at the Dutch Darts Masters, where
100.
Beaton a few years previously had lost to a 16-year-old German called Max Hopp.
100.
I think it was his debut performance on the European Tour. He felt that it might be history repeating, and just sort of stumbled over the line in the end. The bronze to Donis. But that is another 180, and if Nico Blum can win this leg and really attack the Van der Voort throw, get to back to within a leg,
41.
Vincent may start to panic as well, because it doesn't matter his experience or anything, and Vincent has had his fair share of hidings from his young mate Michael van Gerwen, but you don't want to lose to a kid.
127.
And the kid nearly took out 161 there.
Well, Van der Voort may be letting this one go.
82. Nico require 34.
Because Nico Blum should have this one in the bag.
Game shot on the 6th leg. Nico Blum.
No question of him splitting that one straight for double 17. And Nico Blum gets another leg on the board. Still needs to find a break. Van der Voort won't be panicking just yet, but after a start of 55, if Blum can just capitalise on this, it might give him a further sense of belief.
Well, that was a 13-dart leg there from Nico Blum, and if he can produce a couple more of those,
45.
it may well be enough to help turn this game around.
45, he started off. He's had a couple of really sluggish starts of late, as Nico Blum. It's often taken him a while to get going in legs in this one so far.
140. $70. $94.
Well, Jermaine Watermena won the opening match of today's tournament with an 85 average when it's 6-3 against Big Mick Todd. Nico Blum is averaging around about that at the moment, but it's not been enough as yet.
100. This requires 96.
This could be a chance for Blum. 96 for Van der Voort. He can take it out in 2. Needs all 3. Not going to do it in 3.
56. Nico Ilkar,
4 18s. Gets him a dart at ball. There's one of them. Can't get the other 3.
90. Vincent Uruguay, 40.
Decent setup if Van der Voort misses. He was good at working his way down to this last time, but he goes straight at it this time. 16 darter. And Nico Blum is on the brink.
Game on, thank you.
Well, his last 3 starts have been 43, 60 and 45. This is more like it, Nico.
121.
Shame about that last start, though.
$67. $140.
Well, I thought it might have been wise to switch there, but Nico Blum showed us how you can navigate around that opening dart and came away with a ton 40. Keen to do that because if he hit another ton 40, he's on a 2-darter.
$100. $140. Nico Ilkar, 140.
Lovely first start from Nico Blum. Well, he's got plenty
100.
of room for manoeuvre here, and Van on 195.
He's on for another 13-darter here, Nico Blum, and
48.
great
Nico
stuff,
Ilkar,
but
40.
he's just needed a few more 13-darters, just a couple of them, and this game could look very, very different.
Game shot on the A-flag. Nico Blum. Now that he's facing the throw first. Game on. $96.
Yeah, I think had this match started 2 legs ago, it might have been a very different story. You just fear that Blum has just left himself a bit to do, but this is more like it on the Van der Voort throw.
140.
Well, look, he has played development tour. Nico Blum knows short format games. Got a youth formats first to 3 or 4 legs. Blum averaging more than Vincent Van der Voort, but as you see that first 9 average, there have just been too many legs at the start of legs where Nico Blum has just not 93. Been challenging, and a lot of them have come on the Van der Voort throw, allowed him to just get it won in relative ease. Vincent might leave a bogey number here.
100.
Well, he's not left any number at all. It would have been a bogey number had he hit a ton 40. This is an opportunity.
Yeah, ton 40 here for Nico would do him a world of good. Oh dear. There was that lurch again. There was a real movement in that right shoulder.
He has not been a million miles away in this match, Nico Blum, but Vincent van der Voort, well, he's left himself a bogey number again. Well, I say again.
He would have done before.
Yeah, he would have done beforehand.
Yeah.
Now he has.
And now he has, for real. And Nico Blum is just sensing maybe that this is there for the taking. 48 away from securing that all-important break. Van der Voort can't buy a big number at the moment. He's got two there, though. But it might be too little too late as far as this leg is concerned. Nico Blum to trim the deficit to 1 and to break back.
Double 16 to cut this to just a 1-leg deficit.
32.
Well,
Vincent, you require 42.
That's an absolute let-off and a half for Vincent van der Voort, who is now looking at 42. He's now looking at double 16 himself. He's got the backdrop of the crowd to deal with too, but it doesn't matter. Vincent van der Voort silences the crowd here at the Lochhalle in Göttingen. He shakes the hand of Nico Blum, and the 16-year-old is eliminated by Vincent van der Voort, who advances to a meeting with Ian White in round 2 tomorrow. Nico Blum, success of late in the World Youth Masters, but no success here this weekend. It's his end of the European campaign. But Nico Blum with another illustration at times there of what a good player he is and what a great talent he could be over the next few years to come. Vincent van der Voort here with Elmar Polka on the way next. James Richardson against another good young talent, Dimitri Vandenberg. That's on the way.
When that good at 16. I just heard he's the Wingman World Master. So I think things in Germany
Вирусная угроза была обнаружена.
You see this afternoon with Martin Schindler. He plays 103 average, and now him. So darts in Germany going better and better. So we have to watch out for them.
How old were you when you started playing? What's going on with football in the Netherlands?
Oh, we're absolutely peep on the moment, right? Yeah, but we will be back and we will kick the Germans' ass in a couple of years.
Yeah. You have new friends. Vincent, see you tomorrow again. Thank you very much. Vincent van der Voort sagt, es ist ein so gutes Zeichen, diesen jungen Nico Blum zu sehen, der mit 16 schon dieses Niveau hat.